What's going on, guys? Welcome back to LOI Fan TV. Apologies, it has been a little while since the last video, but there's not been a whole lot going on to cover, so it's taken a little bit of a hiatus. No, in truth, we've had a few bits and pieces on the go. I was actually a little bit sick myself as well, and Christmas time, the festivities starting to kick in as well, so less time in your hands as well, So haven't been able to cover all of the bits and pieces going on, but I'm joined today by Luke in the dashing new Shamrock Rovers jersey. I'm not a massive fan myself now.
We need to rename this channel Shelburne Fan TV.
Give it a
It's just,
rest. Give it a
it's
rest.
just,
Neutral.
I was sitting there, I was like, fucking what a win. I was like 3-0 group. Oh, what a performance. And I was just sitting, I was like, it was everywhere. And I was like, I haven't heard from LOI Fan TV tonight. Looked it up, nothing. You'd swear fucking it was lockdown or something. There was no sign of nothing. What about
It's Christmas time. It's Thursday evening. Like, am I out in the pints?
Thursday
Like,
evening or
Jesus,
Christmas?
like, it's everything. It's not just football. Like, the season's done. Like, season's dead and
Fucking
buried. Like,
Jesus, when he's beat that the Gibraltar team, it was like Ireland fucking qualified for the quarter final of Italian 90. Fucking hell.
that still is, I think, one of the most impressive European wins of the season. You know what I mean? So that at that stage of the season, like the heat in Gibraltar, like it was an incredible result.
The 21-degree heat in Gibraltar, yeah.
All the odds, FIFA, the referees against us. Everyone was against it's us against the world.
Was it like you singing about what was it you were singing about Gibraltar's in Spain or something?
Gibraltar es Español.
Oh yeah.
Gibraltar is and got a hefty fine for that, like 500 grand or something like. That
Poor,
wasn't that much,
poor.
but mental.
Ah, sure, look, research got you in the end.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they beat you, so
Where are they now?
I don't know. Actually, good question. I'm actually not sure. I think they
Did
must
they
be
not get to
Champions
the
League, are
group
they?
stages?
Must be Champions League, are they?
I think they got to where we're at. I
No,
think
they.
they
I don't know. I don't know if they are actually.
yeah,
They must have had
I
a
don't
tough
think
trial. They mustn't be playing Larn and TNS every
they
week
must
like someone.
they must have got that team to knock Dario from
They
Gibraltar.
Bruno Magpies did the job on them. I'll actually have a look at your Conference League because they were a decent side. Like, but to be fair, we did draw with them at home, I think, didn't we? They got knocked out by Vitória de Guimarães in the Conference League.
Portuguese team, yeah.
5-0 in aggregate. Jesus. I don't know how they're getting on. I think they're doing quite. I think they're top eight, are
They're
they?
doing decent. I think
Yeah.
they're in contention to finish in the top eight as well.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, we'll touch on your game last week, of course. Shamrock Rovers obviously 3-0 win over Borac. You were away yourself, you weren't at it, but you're watching it on the old, not the dodgy stick, on LOI TV, of course, which it was on Premier Sports actually, wasn't it?
It was on Premier Sports, yes, you can watch it
Yeah.
through that. Actually, yeah, it wasn't on LOI TV, which I was surprised about because like there's
Yeah,
actually
it's
a
funny,
market
isn't it?
there. Like not
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
like Premier Sport is an Irish thing, you know what I mean? So yeah, they missed the trick there in my opinion.
Yeah, and absolutely. But yeah, in terms of kind of a complete European performance, that kind of is it, isn't it, for Irish teams? Like just clean sheet, so devastating on the counter attack, being able to soak up any pressure, but having those outlets up front, we'll get on to touch on them. But 3-0 win, so a very, very impressive a day at the office, isn't it?
Ah, just Ireland's best football team in action at the peak of their powers. It's a
I mean,
shame. It's that
if
we
you
were
say
playing our
that now,
19th. It was a shame we were playing our 19s in the league up until July. We would have caught you otherwise.
but
No, it was unbelievable, and it's actually
yeah,
funny. Like we've touched on it before. Like Jack Byrne, Danny Mandreu, and Graham Burke, like an unused sub. Like none of them in the team. Like it
mental.
just showed. Like I suppose people have touched on it throughout the years. Like attributes are so important in Europe, and just speed. It just seems to be even the Dundalk team in 2016, like Daryl Horgan, or
Yeah.
you know, like just having Johnny Kenny and Neil Ferrugia up at the top of the pitch. Like it's just. No matter how good they are as players, speed is speed, and at whatever level you play at, they're going to cause you problems. So, like, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Um,
because it's kind of like because we like Irish kind of teams like rightfully so tend to sit back a little bit in Europe and stuff, but then like European centre halves tend to be kind of like big, strong, bulky lads in their thirties, like they kind of proper men. But like the way you're going to get at them is if they have a low block, it's probably going to be impossible to get by them. But if you're there up on the halfway line and Johnny Kenny's running past them, like they haven't a chance, they haven't a hope. Like
yeah, see, this is the difference between last year and this year. Like last year, we got knocked out by Bleeding Black. Like we had Rory Gaffney up top, who loves to drop deep, and
yeah, yeah,
Darn, to be fair, he was our best player, but like offering nothing in behind, it's easy to defend against. Whereas this year,
yeah.
the difference has been that we have pacey player like we've Darragh Burns out wide, Josh Honon's been a revelation, and then you've like Ferrugia and Kenny, like even like against Sparta Prague, like they were still causing them problems. Like so,
Yeah.
like you just it's just that's been the major tactical switch from last year to this year is that Bradley's identified that like we need speed in the team. It wins games in Europe.
Yeah, yeah, and to be fair, all jokes aside, really, like it has been an incredibly impressive European run. Obviously, started off with a 1-1 draw with Nicosia at home, 4-1 win away at Larne, 2-1 win at home to TNS. Obviously, the draw with Rapid Wien away, which is a really, really good result. Obviously, I think they were in good form going into that game. We did do a video on it. We've been touching on their whole campaign throughout. They're in good form. I think they've fallen off a cliff a little bit since then, but to be fair, up until that Rovers game, they had been on a good run, and then obviously the Borac win last week, and they're Borac or whatever. They aren't like the minnow in this tournament. Like they're kind of they're in the mid table area, I think, aren't they? Or maybe just lower half, but they're not like your TNSs or your Lions who are rubbish. Like they're a decent outfit. Like
Yeah, before that game, they were in line to like they were on the same points as us, so now they're going to get
yeah,
playoffs. But like, they beat Apoel in Cyprus, and like they've had a mixed bag. Like Vikinger, who we knocked out, like I think they underestimated them without the Iceland and lost to them like
yeah,
convincingly.
yeah,
But like they're a decent team, but like I just think it's funny because we're a month out of season. Like these teams are like Rapid Vienna, like had maximum points before we played them, and they were in season, and it just makes it even more impressive. You,
Do you
you,
think? Do you think it's helped you a little bit having a small bit of a break? Like I know a couple of lads went away on holiday, had a couple of weeks off, and then kind of come back, kind of maybe a little bit refreshed and kind of ready to go again, and maybe not like having the odd day off, not having to worry about the games and stuff. Maybe having that one focus and being able to prepare for that one team and not having 3 or 4 days to prepare for them maybe after a league game. Maybe as that helps Bradley a little bit as well tactically and stuff.
I'd say so, yeah. Like the Borch games certainly because we had that run of games like that. If you
Yeah,
remember, H8K twice, and I was at one of them, and we looked pretty bad. Like I was like, oh, we're gonna get
yeah,
a high out in Vienna, but then and to be fair, we started poorly in Vienna, but we just got grew into it. But yeah, no, like it does help having the sole focus. Like there'd be nothing worse than fucking having like Dundalk away in
yeah.
between those games, or going up to the Brandywell or something on the Astro, and you're like, oh man,
Getting
we're gonna lose players up here. Like,
getting
so yeah.
battered by Galway, Ollie Horgan and John Caulfield smashing us and smashing all over the aim at DC Park for 90 minutes and then a few days later
Seven
going
foot
to
three, Patrick Hickey
Austria.
digging elbows in. Oh, stop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
No. But it's interesting because, like, obviously the whole League of Ireland summer model was around, giving teams a chance in Europe, and I suppose this is just like another angle to it. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, winter football won't happen in Irish football because of the weather and the pitches and stuff. But like, it isn't as much of a factor as maybe we think it is. Consistently playing football in the run up, like it really swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, I thought it was going to affect you negatively, to be honest. I did. I thought having the break and coming back. Generally, sometimes at the start of pre-season, something you're not sharp, you're in like bits and pieces. Like maybe I thought that might be the mindset of players, kind of thing. Um,
Yeah.
but it's just been the total opposite, really. Like it's I've been really impressed with that because I thought it was going to be a bit of a factor and something that concerned me in terms of maybe that Borac game in particular, really kind of being a couple of weeks off and stuff. But to your credit, like it's been really, really impressive and sharpness hasn't been like a factor. They've looked sharp, obviously training well. Yeah, Bradley deserves a lot of credit for keeping probably managing the sessions the right way, managing kind of recovery and all that kind of stuff. He seems like he's got it spot on.
Yeah, well, we've had to learn the hard way. Like we've literally had like a year of ridiculous, like just stupid reoccurring injuries, and obviously now Danny Grant's coming in, and like a lot
Can he
of
play these games now? He can't come in now, can he
no, he
not?
can't. He's just been training and traveling with the team.
Yeah,
But yeah, like I suppose it'd be interesting to see what happens with him now because like obviously Neil Ferrugia kind of had two similar back-to-back injuries the same way Danny Grant did, and like to be, I don't know what to think. I remember like when I first heard it, I was like, why the hell are we getting Danny Grant for? But then the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I
yeah,
could actually see him. I could actually see him doing well.
yeah,
What do you think?
yeah. I knew he was linked to Shells at one point, and I was probably similar thinking to you. Like obviously, Bose are letting them go. Like I think he probably would have stayed with Bose if they had offered him a deal. I think he was probably too much money for them to spend in their current situation to justify like making that. It's kind of it's maybe a 50-50 or something, and maybe his consistency last year wasn't as good as it needed to be and bits and
Mm.
pieces like that. And obviously, it's going to be a lot of pressure on him at Bowes if he was there to be the main man and scoring goals and assists and stuff. And I think they wanted to probably I think they probably saw Dale Rooney's output last season and thought this is the one we're going to kind of prioritize and maybe go for a slightly cheaper option on the other flank or something, just to kind of save the few quid and prioritize other areas. Obviously, what they're looking at. pro and things like that. So maybe I think that was definitely a financial decision for Bose, and I think Rovers are in that luxury position where they can maybe take a bit more of a chance on a player like Danny Grant. I think Shales maybe similar to Bose, it would be a bit more of a risk for Shales to go from, especially when they want to maybe get a Jarvis back in January or something. They don't want to put all their eggs in Danny Grant's basket really with his injury issues and stuff. Whereas Shamrock Rovers do have that kind of luxury and that option to maybe take a chance on him because we know what he can do. He's a good player. Like I remember, I feel like he always plays well against Shels. To be fair, but he scored a good goal against us at Talk Park last year, and before he went over to England, he was kind of seen as this future star. Well, Huddersfield, I think, wasn't a championship at the time, so definitely a player there. Only 20 25 still as well, so definitely can get back to those levels. Just to concern him, I think that hamstring injury, I think it was a hamstring, that those concern me for wingers with the pace issue. Like I think Michael Owen struggled with his hamstrings, and he never really could get a run together as well. It's a bad injury to get um, when you're trying like as in that position winger, so explosive and stuff. It is a really really nasty one to get and recover from, and to kind of have a career after. So I actually do. I kind of like him as a. He seems like a nice lad and stuff as well. So I do hope it kind of works out for him on a personal level as well. But I think yeah, I'm not sure. What do you think of the whole announcing him as a wing back? That was like a very interesting thing I thought because it's like very he's a few times he mentioned it on tweets and stuff, and obviously there's a reason for that. And I can't see him as like a defending player at all. Really, I think if it was him as a front three or like if as Fruge is playing now in a front two or something, I can't see him as a wing back really at all. But maybe I'm wrong.
Wait, I would have said the exact same thing about Dara Burns, and I
Yeah,
suppose I think the main switch in maybe our philosophy over the last 12 months is that we've gone from maybe a back five where we used to have like Sean Kavanagh, like players like that, and Sean Gannon who are
yeah,
fullbacks by trade, but now we're kind of going for wingers by trade. Like obviously Josh Honan is the exception to that rule, but like you could, the more I've thought about it, you could actually, I think you could kind of see Grant on the left hand side, and like obviously with how. I'm coming around more to the idea of him playing for us because like we kind of play like this like diagonal, work the wide areas. Tala's a big
yeah,
pitch. That system kind of gives him a lot of leeway on that left side. And yeah, I just especially with Farouja 90% leaving the club, I think he's a like for like replacement without, breaking the bank. And it's one of these things, if it doesn't work out, you could just say, look, whatever. I'm sure he's not breaking the bank wage wise, and I'm sure his deal's not too long either. So it's one of these things if it doesn't work out, like it is what it is. It was worth a
yeah,
shot.
yeah. No, that's fair. We will. I want to touch on Kenny and Fruge maybe a little bit later on in the video, but we will touch on the game this Thursday. You're heading over to it, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, Chelsea, Stamford Bridge. Obviously, two sides that are unbeaten so far in the Conference League Two. I think it's only three or four left that are still unbeaten. So it's a fantastic achievement for Rovers to be even in these conversations. It's incredible. Like, and it's a great competition for the likes of Rovers and kind of the smaller nations to really have a crack in Europe and make a few pounds and stuff. It's fantastic to see. But obviously, Chelsea, like in terms of like obviously they're running away with the league. They've won all their games so far mostly at kind of a canter, like and be comfortable wins, and this is with their kind of second/third string side. But they've obviously confirmed a top eight finish, and they're obviously likely to win this game. You'd imagine so that they should get the first position. Players that you're likely to see, obviously, I touched on that. And it's not going to be their strongest. You're not going to see the likes of Cole Palmer playing and bits and pieces like that. But you could see your kind of maybe a Christopher Nkunku, João Felix, Mikhailo Mudryk, Pedro Neto played last week in Kazakhstan, so maybe he could get a run out again. So it's like that mix between these multi-million-pound players, like a couple of players costing on Mudryk, well, 100 million. These players and a couple of young lads who are obviously very, very talented as well coming through. So it'll be a strong lineup nonetheless. Like,
Yeah, it's a ridiculous team. Like in Kunku, like was he a World Cup winner with France? I don't even know. He's in and
I
around
think
it
he might have been
anyways.
injured for it. I think, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
he's part of the French setup. Like what does
Yeah,
that
yeah.
say? Like yeah, there's so many players. And obviously, Cole Palmer isn't in the squad, so we won't get to see him. But thank God, because we have
Yeah.
enough players as it is. But like, yeah, no, it's. Do you know what? Like, Rapid Vienna, I was talking about, how good Rapid Vienna are, and I could talk about how good Chelsea are. But like, if I was to look at the positives here, I'm not saying we are going to get a result. I don't think we are. But like, we're bringing 3,000 fans to Stamford
Yeah.
Bridge. It's a dead rubber for Chelsea. Like I was reading a thing there a few days ago that like the Enzo Maresca was like he's even stripping it back more. Like whereas he was playing his second team now, he's kind of saying no, we actually want to give a few more of our academy kids a shot in this
Yeah,
competition.
yeah.
So like it could be like if I was Stephen Bradley going it there, it'd kind of be a case of can we just keep it tight, keep it really tight, and then even goes 1-0 down, just keep it tight because as I said, like this league is going to operate off goal difference. So
Yeah,
the name
yeah,
is to shut up shop and maybe let's just put Kenny and Fruge on the counter attack and see what we can get. And not just that, I do think the 3,000 fans, us being there behind that goal, will add to our performance. Whereas like maybe other teams going to Stamford Bridge, smaller teams like FC Noah and all, like it's just
yeah,
a cauldron and it's just a butchering. Whereas I don't think it will be a butchering. I think it'll be a feisty affair, but it'll be a Chelsea win in the end. But I think it'll be a good game to watch for the
yeah.
first half.
Yeah, yeah. I think we touched on it in the VN games. It was like Ireland playing against England that time, and it was like we got to nil all at half time and all, and then Chelsea scored one goal. Maybe Rovers get a red card for a last man back tackle or something, and then the
Yeah.
floodgates could. It's just one
Oh,
if you can see a goal that the floodgates could open type thing, isn't it? Like it's one of those
yeah.
ones where it's the concentration for 90 minutes is so important, and it's so hard. Like you're playing against top. Like this is as hard as it's going to get in the whole tournament. Like knockout stages and
Yeah,
all. Like
it's brilliant. It's fantastic. I can't wait. I can't even imagine like the whole dynamic of Rovers playing in Stamford Bridge and
it's
the
so weird,
stadium.
isn't it? Like.
It's just mad. Like it's like something you're doing like kickoff and FIFA. Like
Yeah, yeah, career mode, like
yeah, it's just mad. Yeah, it's great. It's unbelievable, and I'm
yeah.
looking forward to seeing like how Bradley approaches it because like this is essentially a free hit. This is literally for
Ah, it is,
Bradley.
yeah.
This is Bradley going. Do you know what? Like I'm actually going to show how good of a manager I am here. Like if he has Rovers anyway competitive, even if we equalize or you know what I mean. If we have any moment, it'll be
Yeah.
Steve Bradley managed blah blah blah. He can only benefit from this. So
Yeah.
I'm really for it's a free hit. I can't believe we're on 11 points. Like, but it's
Yeah, it's
funny.
brilliant, yeah.
But if we got like I think that I saw like one of those coefficient like calculator things. It was saying like if we got 12 points, we've like a 75% chance of getting top eight. So I was just like that
Yeah.
little
I
incentive
I
there.
saw 1.60% chance what I saw. So probably in and around that range. It's probably not confirmed, like or it's so messy, so
Yeah.
many different permutations, like
Yeah, a loss will be like
yeah,
10th or 11th, but
yeah.
like still some going, but like it would
Because the
just
higher
be
up you finish in it, like is that means like the lower down I assume it's like seeded that like you play the lower teams that finish lower in whatever. John like the playoffs, you third place six, whatever in the championship. Like I assume it's like that or whatever.
exactly the lowest we can finish is 16th. So from 8th to 16th, you have the second leg at home, and you're seeded also in that
Yeah, yeah.
so you're in the 16 bracket. So like that's the minimum we can get. So yeah, we've already
So like
succeeded in
you
that
have a good
regard.
chance of winning that knockout game. Like if you get someone that's like you could get a team you beat already or something. You know, like you could get anyone. Like
There's a good few teams we play that are in that lower half. Like there's
yeah,
Vikinger, there's Selji, there's Borac, and like maybe TNS sneak in. Like there's just as you said, like there's a very
yeah.
good chance. But yeah, so it's
What? So
fantastic.
that is
Draws on Friday.
what's the Friday? Sorry,
The
the
draws
draws on
on Friday.
Friday. Oh, class. Yeah, I'll have to maybe do a reaction to that. But if you win that knockout, do you get into the last 32? Is it or the
No,
last
no. So this
16?
is technically the last 32. Like there's 24
Okay.
teams, and there eight go through, and then it's the last 16.
Is it not? Do no teams come down from the Europa League anymore? Is that gone?
No, no. It's
That's
it's
gone, is
stuck.
it?
You're stuck in one
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's last 16 is like well within like the realm of possibility. Like that's crazy. Like
yeah. It's crazy, and it's just
looking
so
at
free.
like when you look at that group with like 32 teams, it's not that good. Like there's like bar
Yeah,
Chelsea, like there's not like I know there's probably a couple others like the Portuguese sides and stuff, but like there's not like what are you six at the moment or whatever. Like you could get 10th or something. Like there's not like a huge like discrepancy between a lot. Like you could do something mental here. Like a couple of
it's
nice draws.
ridiculous.
Like
I fully agree, but at the same time, I was only looking at the league,
can't get
and
carried away.
even if Copenhagen win, they can't finish ahead of us. Like Copenhagen, like we're finishing ahead of Copenhagen on like it's just like
They
Copenhagen,
beat
like
United last year, was it? Or was that year before
yeah,
last or
yeah,
something?
like they got to the
Yeah.
quarterfinals. Like they were in no, they were playing against Man City in the knockout stage of Champions League last year.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
so like it's just ridiculous. Like it's mad. It's crazy. It's so exciting after Christmas. Like it's gonna be unbelievable. Like we're gonna have the first leg of the playoff, and then that weekend we've the Sunday of Viva against Bows, and then we've the
Yeah.
second leg at home in Tala. So it's just an unbelievable time to be involved. And this is like I suppose where it comes into the Johnny Kenny Neil Ferrugia kind of argument of will they stay or
Yeah.
will they? I personally think Ferrugia will go. Like I'm nearly 100% sure in it because like I just can't see him sign a new deal. But with Kenny, I'd half wonder would Brendan Rodgers be like, will we loan him to Rovers for the first half of the season and then bring him back in pre-season?
There's not a hope
You
in
think
hell.
so? Oh no,
There's
listen.
not a chance. There's not a chance.
I wonder.
I want you to get your hopes up. I want you to get your hopes up because it's never happening. Like,
Yeah, listen, look,
never
Kenny's
happening.
talking
Like,
like he's going back, but I'm just saying, out of the
yeah, yeah.
two, Kenny and Ferrugia, I think Kenny's more likely because, in theory, like if I was Brendan Rodgers, I'd be like, right, I could loan him back to Rovers. They play knockout stage football. He'll then we'll get him back in June and we'll have him for pre-season. Then, like, what are they going to do with him in January? You know, like what they're going to bring him back in, and he's not going to start ahead of Ida. He's not going to start ahead of Kyogo. So he's just going to rot in the reserves. I'd rather be like, right, get him another 6 months of Rovers, let him get even better, and then in pre-season we'll have a proper look at him.
Do you know what I think he's going to do?
What?
Loan him out to League One or the Championship. Kenny.
Wouldn't it be the fucking worst thing ever if they loaned him
Yeah.
to like I don't know like Fleetwood or something and he fucking barely got his game. Like that would just be a
That's what's going to happen though. I think that's what's going to happen genuinely. I think he's going to go
tragic.
to I don't know, like fucking Wigan. I'll take him at Wigan to be fair. Like someone like
Yeah.
someone in league, top like be top half League One, Lincoln or something. One of those kind of teams or something. I could really see that.
Yeah, no, I can see that too. I just think
I
that's a
think they'd
very
rather
weird.
test. I think he's done the League of Ireland now. I think they Celtic would want him to be tested. I think he would probably want to test himself as well
Yeah.
in the SPL or he could get moved. Like Liam Scales went to Aberdeen for a bit, didn't he? Something like
Well,
that,
here's the
maybe.
thing, like
Like
the fucking SBL. Like Sligo knocked out Motherwell. You know what I mean?
I know, yeah,
Outside of Rangers and Celtic, I know Aberdeen are having a good year, but like I'd be sick if he fucking left us and went to I don't know, went to St. Mirren on loan. I'd be like,
yeah.
is that a step up? Like, I don't think so.
It
Like
probably is, Mar. Like it is, like it probably is, like
for against
bar the European
opposition.
experiences, bar the European experiences, like in terms of like Celtic preparing them for SPL football in the future, they probably want them to play in that division. I'd imagine.
Yeah, look,
It's not.
I get
I'm not saying it's a huge, like it's not an enormous step up, like, but it probably is like something that Celtic want him to do. I would say for his development, probably because he's done
I
two seasons now.
I'd
He
a
is.
I'd 100% get it if we didn't have European football after Christmas. I just think that is like he's the joint top scorer at the moment, and like as you
Yeah,
said, that playoff game we're probably gonna win it. So like you probably have guaranteed 4 games, and then like yeah, like June comes around quick. Like you know yourself, when you loan in a player for the first half of the season, like that fucking like a flashy like.
yeah, yeah.
Anyways, it's very unlikely.
I actually think you're more likely. I think the Danny Grant signing would probably disagree with this theory, but I think you're more likely to keep Ferrugia. I think there's more of a chance of a team not taking a gamble on him with his injury record in the UK. I think someone like will end up doing it. I think obviously I think he's out of contract, isn't he? So I think a team will take a chance on him, but I think he's more likely to pair to be playing next season, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, well, like yeah, it's
But
interesting.
I
Anyways,
think
but
they're
we'll
both
be.
gone. I think they're both gone though, 100%.
Yeah, they probably are both gone. I'm not worried about losing Fruge, to be honest, because we have Danny Grant signed and we're probably going to get Dara Burns and we've Honan Darrow probably will go next summer. But like we're fine at wing back. Like I'm not worried about Fruge. It's just the Kenny thing. I'm like, who the fuck? Like, how do
I
we
know,
replace
yeah,
him?
yeah.
Like, it's just you know
So
yourself. It's so hard to find a goal scorer.
in the League of Ireland level, once you have a goal score, it's like they're if
Yeah,
they're getting snapped up, especially on loan as well. Like it's who would Rovers go for? Oh man,
I
France
love your
Pro
man
or
Ears
something.
being linked to your man Mipo Adabeku. Like he's from Tala and he
Yeah,
trained with us before, but he's
yeah,
been
yeah,
linked
yeah.
to you. Someone like him I'd like, but
I'd love
look,
him
it's
at
not.
Chelsea now. Yeah, maybe a Douglas James Taylor or something.
He's on
Possibly.
loan at Drogheda for the first half of next
I
season.
know, but there's talk of him being recalled. I wonder if Hughes went in with a bid, they might recall him and sell him to Hughes or something because they have a recall option. Like,
It's the only thing is their owners own Drogheda, so like,
yeah,
you
that's
know,
true. That's true. Yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah, that's
interesting.
true. Yeah, mad all times. I'll get a score prediction off you for the game at Stamford Bridge.
I'm gonna go 3-1 Chelsea.
3-1
I
Chelsea. I like
I
that.
hope we get a
Say,
moment. I'd love a moment. Like I'd love like an equalizer or something.
yeah,
Like just like like kind of the fucking Stephen Rice moment
I
in
was
White
about to
Hart
say
Lane.
that was 3-1 as well, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, that was 3-1 as well. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I'd love like an equalizer or something.
yeah.
Just something to send us home happy and say, Jesus, what a moment that was.
No,
But yeah,
yeah, no, but like genuinely do hope he's get it as well. I hope he's get a moment. Like I'm not saying that. I hope, especially you going over and all as well. I'd love to get a nice goal and a bit of limbs in the way end or whatever.
that'll be
Be great
great.
to
It'd be
see.
great. What do you
Yeah.
think? How many goals think Rovers
Uh,
will win?
I think this could be a decent game. Uh, I think 3-1's a really solid shout. I'll go I'll go 4-1. Maybe they might just sneak a couple towards the end. Maybe. but be kind of competitive for 70, 80 minutes. But I think, yeah, I think they might just have, in especially to bring lads, it might do. Because I think that they like the likes of Felix and stuff don't really play that much in the Prem, so they actually do play them in these competitions to give them a bit of game time and stuff, and in Kunku and all. And they might bring even like Dewsbury Hall and stuff. Like, you know, all these lads that are just so like are class, like that we'd like, but like they just don't play in the Prem. Like their team is actually a joke. Like, but they might even bring like a few lads off the bench and stuff that are class and stuff. So yeah, I think they might get nick a few towards the end. I go 4-1, but that's 4-1's like it's not nothing to be sniffed at either. Like, it's not embarrassing at all. Like
Ah, I wouldn't be. Yeah, like I think it'd be a bit of a letdown for how we performed. Like we went to Rapid Vienna, that was a very hard game, and we were predicted to get hammered. I think anything over 2 goals is a bit of a it's a tough one. It just yeah, but like if it's like
you
three
have to
one or
bear in mind
2-0,
though that like I say Mudge will start. He was 100 million quid, and Kunku was 50.
yeah.
Neto was 50. Felix as well, 30,
Oh,
40.
I know, I know.
Like
I thought I was thinking that AC Milan game we lost 2-0 and they'd
yeah,
Zlatan, fucking Chanoglu and Tio Hernandez and Donnarumma and Tonali.
yeah,
I'd love like I just want us to give I just want us to give a good showing for ourselves and represent the league well and
yeah,
just like because everyone's going to be watching it.
yeah,
The chance we have now to get more League of Ireland fans watching this because there'll be a lot of fucking bar stoolers watching Chelsea play in Dublin and
yeah,
we could
yeah.
get a load of new fans off it. So even not for us, but for Shells and Bows and Pats, like it'd be good for the
Yeah,
league.
yeah. No, 100%, 100%. No, I hope he's put in a good ass shift now. And be great to see us see if we get an equalizer or something, you know, just something just to fucking set the away end into
Oh, that'd be
hysterics. Like, it'd be
unreal.
class, like, be unbelievable. But yeah, there you have it, guys. A bit of a long one there. We touched on plenty of bits. It's a bit of a catch up as well because it hasn't been something for a while. So a bit of a longer one for you to digest there. Hope you did enjoy. If you did, make sure to drop a like in it down below. Please do subscribe and let us know your predictions for Chelsea Shamrock Rovers in the comments too. It is much, much appreciated. Oh, there's one falling out. Luke, thank you very much, man. Best of luck through it. Say safe travels and enjoy the night.
Thanks, Ross. Much appreciated.
Take it easy, guys.